A word of caution from Adam to Victor after an argument. Victoria and Billy share a drink and reminisce about the good old days. On today's episode of The Young and the Restless, Nick finally opens up to Sharon. Victoria and Billy raise a glass to her future, and Chance explains his choice to Abby. In his visit to Crimson Lights, Nick updates Sharon about Chance's stay at the ranch. The detective will conclude that Locke's death was caused by the automobile accident, clearing Victor of any wrongdoing in the inquiry. When they finally take a seat together, he opens up about how angry he still is at his father for trying to take over. He'll toss and turn all night long, fearing that Chance will reconsider. Nick doesn't want to hold his father accountable, but she implies that he is trying to avoid dealing with his own emotions by focusing on his concerns about Victor. Nick freely acknowledges that it was a diversion from his own guilt. She assures him she is there to hear him out whenever he is ready to talk. He says he despised Locke and wanted him dead on multiple occasions. However, he is struggling to come to terms with the fact that he was responsible for his demise. Sharon grabs his hand and gently assures him that he was never planning on killing anyone. There must be an objective evaluation of the situation, independent of his emotional reaction. The fact that an upright man like Chance would let this slide demonstrates his innocence. Chance goes to the society bar by himself and has a drink. Abby discovers his presence there with shock. He seems preoccupied and reticent. Victoria's openness took him by surprise, he concedes. However, Kevin arrived with news after she left. The time had come for him to make a choice. When he files his report tomorrow, it will state that Ashlyn died in an accident and that the investigation has concluded. Abby breathes a sigh of relief, thinking this proves her dad's innocence. Chance shakes his head, admitting there was proof of a cover-up. If only her father hadn't gone rogue, she thought. The police officer freely concedes that there were flaws in the case's logic. He may have had a solid criminal case if he had kept looking. Locke's death in either case was unintentional. His wife is confused as to why he isn't more relieved that this is all over. He said he realized the police department's time and energy would be better spent elsewhere, and he didn't think it was fair to put her family through anguish for something that had nothing to do with malice. Those that are aware of it will have to deal with the consequences, but he is confident that Victor is rejoicing. Abby can't begin to express her gratitude for all he's done for her family. Her husband begs her to not pretend that he made the correct decision simply by siding with the Newmans. For the certainty of right and wrong, he was attracted to the military and law enforcement. She feels terrible that she has disillusioned him with her family-first mentality and apologizes for it. Chance is confident in his choice and believes Nick and Victoria can put the past behind them. Adam's unexpected visit to the property to retrieve his belongings comes as a shock to Victor. Adam sarcastically asks if Victoria and her kids will be moving into the apartment he promised them. Victor tells him that his daughter has already returned home when he complains about being treated like a placeholder. As far as Adam is concerned, she is just following her normal routine of using people's generosity before disappearing. He reveals that he thinks his dad was complicit in Locke's death. Adam's dad stops him from leaving and makes him stay for a drink. A discussion of Connor follows the purchase of beverages. Victor feels confident that he will achieve his goals. Unlike his dad, the serial failure, Adam sneers. His dad didn't mean it that way. In Adam's opinion, the implication was clear. His dad thinks he's setting them up for a fight and won't tolerate it. He's in a good mood. He has a pleasant attitude because his family is healthy. Locke has passed away, and with him the inquiry into his death. Everyone involved can now proceed. Adam, assuming there was something to look into, inquires as to what he pried this time. The things he has learned are laid forth for you. Victor plays dumb and laughs about it. Adam is now skeptical because of all the silence surrounding this. How did Locke actually perish, and how did you persuade Chance to turn a blind eye? His dad advises him to back off the police officer. He says that when Locke threatened Victoria, Nick stepped in to defend her, and he stepped in to protect them both. The issue was finally settled by Chance. All close relatives do that. His son says that he only has faith in family loyalty when it benefits him personally. His loyalty has been overlooked by Victor. While standing, he recalls the many unsuccessful attempts he made to finally terminate things with Locke. Locke could be safe and sound now if they had just followed his plan. Incredulous, Victor demands to know how the hell it might have been a better ending. When one shoe drops, another one is sure to follow, as Adam puts it. After stepping inside, Victoria flicks on the lights. She looks down thoughtfully at the grave where Ashland was buried. She remembers the night Locke shocked her every time she hears a knock on the window. As she takes a deep breath, she remembers how her husband would wave the ring in her face and tell her she was cruel. She continues to stare at the fireplace and think about how they fought. Victoria is shocked to see Billy. He had noticed that she had left her lights on and decided to go check on her. Tonight is her first night back since Locke died. As she entered, the paradox that nothing had changed but everything had washed over her. He comforts her with a hug and then goes to buy her a drink. When Billy questions why she didn't take her time, she says the investigation is over. Chance finally broke the news to the household. Official finding meaning, he queries. He takes it as a code name, thinking there must be more to Locke's death than meets the eye. After taking his word for it that they wouldn't talk about it, she tells him that Ashland died in that location due to an accident that was faked by Victor. Nick was fuming, and he blamed his father for everything that went wrong. Chance diligently followed up on clues until he decided to drop the investigation tonight. Billy is relieved he dropped the issue, but he knows this is tough for her. She wishes she hadn't missed seeing Locke get pummeled and fall. She is concerned about her brother's mental health as a result of this. He assures her that Nick is loved and cared for, and that he will get through this. Victoria appreciates Billy's timely visit. When they initially moved home, her father had her jailed out there on the front lawn, as they recall. He won't cry for Locke, but he does worry about her well-being. She refuses to let Locke's presence in the space bring negative emotions. The negative energy is dispelled through recollections of happy experiences with the kids. She begins by reminiscing about the wonderful times, then proceeds to recall some of the less pleasant episodes. Simply thinking about Delia's passing brings up all that she has overcome. If she can get through periods like that and still feel at home, she can get through anything. She now feels she should be raising a glass to the future thanks to him. In Billy's opinion, that's not completely crazy. Victoria gets a bottle of wine and raises a glass to Billy's release. She is finally at the destination he has been telling her about for so long. She can do everything she sets her mind to. She is a remarkable woman, and he is pleased with her. If Victoria brings up the fact that he admitted earlier that he was feeling a little lost, he would rather not discuss it tonight. All of them raise a glass to her fresh start.